this week at the Xbox press conference. Phil Spencer got on stage and said, hey, we purchased 5 studios, including Playground, the creators of Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
I think, tell me where I'm naive, but from the outside perspective, I was like, oh, I just assumed they already owned them. What was that announcement like for you guys working on Forza Horizon 4?
Well, I mean, we knew about the announcement.
I would hope so, yeah.
So that moment was less of a surprise. Sure. But, I think this is something that we've been, as both teams, Turn 10 and Playground, working towards for a long time. So I think it's been a process or a relationship that's been evolving over the years. And this is just the next sort of natural or logical step in that relationship, because they're a very creative team. We work very tightly together. Teams, culture of teams makes games. And the Playground culture makes a great game in Horizon. And the goal is to keep that exactly the same. But we knew how to communicate well together. Turn 10, Playground, Microsoft, we all communicated very well. This allows us to have two-way communication so that Playground is brought into Microsoft's strategy at a much earlier level, right? Because they were an outside company, they couldn't be brought into a lot of the deeper strategy that's happening. And now they can be part of that. So I think it's, again, just a natural evolution of a great relationship going on 8 years.
Help me out. What is the history of Playground? What did they start out doing? And Turn 10 is owned by Microsoft already, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
Turn 10 was actually born of Microsoft. So I was a Microsoft employee when me and 3 other guys pitched the original Forza.
That's
and the
wild.
Team grew from there. So I've been a Microsoft employee for, I don't know, ever.
Yep,
it
that's
feels
right.
That way.
When you're a fetus, yeah.
With Playground, though, 8 years ago at E3, we met with a couple of guys. They had just broken out of Codemasters and formed a new company. They didn't have a team, and we really liked them. I honestly, I think we invested in the individuals.
Didn't they also, just sorry to interrupt, because I remember it was kind of like a racing dream team. I think there's a lot of people that, because Sega used to have a racing studio that only made that one Sega Rally game.
Yeah, the AM Studios.
Yeah.
Right.
No, this was in the UK.
Oh, that made UK. That? Yeah, there was one.
which was amazing, and then Sega just shut them down. I think some of those folks definitely ended up at Playground, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the UK development community has had tremendous history with racing.
Yeah, it's
I worked with Bizarre Creations back on the original
Blur.
Project Gotham Racing. Well, before even that.
Blur's also great, yeah.
But, that Psygnosis, Codemasters, there's just been a ton of great development out of the UK. And so, yes, there was tremendous talent for Playground to pull from. And as they built from Horizon 1 and 2 and 3, they've been able to absorb great talent from around not only the UK but actually all over Europe.
Yeah.
So that team is incredibly strong. And now it's not going to be one team. The goal is that they keep their creative juices, they keep their culture, but they have better access and better resources to build even greater visions.
And Phil Spencer said they split out and then their team's working on something open world, is how he phrased it.
That is what he said.
Boy, certainly sounds like a fable I'd like to hear someday. Very exciting. Here we go. What do you guys think about those Microsoft purchases of those studios? Surely they came a knock into Moon, right?
I think it's a good thing for Microsoft. As a studio, we ourselves, we don't want to get bought. We don't want to get acquired. I think there's a certain pride that we have that we just say, no, we want to, not be employees of anybody. We want to work in our own pockets.
Yeah.
And I can't really talk about it.
I totally get it. What's the benefit of being independent from Remedy's point of view, do you think?
Well, obviously we had a long history with Microsoft, and Remedy's always been an independent company, even though we're publicly listed these days. But when I looked at that, and when Ninja Theory came up, because I was at South by Southwest with Tamim. We had a very good time out there because he was just relaxing after Hellblade, and it's just been awesome to see all the success they've been getting. So I'm pretty sure they were in a pretty good negotiation position, and then it's like when sort of things connect in the right way, like you say, it's like access to more resources and all that. So I think I hope it's going to turn out really well for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting to see that list and just realize that all right, we're starting to build out the next generation of games in general. That was a big surprise, I think, for E3 this general. It just seems like it's coming so quick from the outsider's point of view, at least. Internally to studios, does it feel like next gen is coming up quick as well?
what can we say? I mean, I don't.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
I think what you're seeing, at least from the Microsoft side, is planning that's been coming into play for a while.
Totally.
Phil Spencer stepped into this role 4 years ago, I think.
Maybe less than that. Yeah.
So, 3 or 4 years ago, and started really shaking things up. You know, the Xbox One X, super powerful console coming out sort of like mid-cycle. That was really news.
Weird.
Right? That was something really new. And man, the games are really good. So it really had the sort of impact you'd hope as a fan, as someone who likes to play games. So I see all of this as part of, you know, what Phil has gone publicly and talked about, making gaming for everybody, broadening the number of players who are coming in, respecting all devices, trying to get people to play on PC and play on console and play wherever you want. I mean, I think he's being like kind of amazingly transparent, and that's really cool. And then Matt Booty, who just moved into the position underneath of Phil, he has a vision as well for studios, and it was under him that a lot of these acquisitions and discussions were happening. So I don't think there's a lot going on besides what you're seeing. I mean, just it's a great thing for gamers that studios is investing more in first party.
Yeah.
And on top of that, that Phil is looking to get more and more gamers into the world.
That was just a clip from a larger show called The Game Informer Show. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, or GameInformer.com. We take the fun opportunities and exclusive information from Game Informer magazine and boil it into a show that airs every Thursday with exclusive cover story information, developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So come love games with us.